Welcome back. We're watching a little bit more Jujutsu Kaisen, and of course, the onset of the culling game, trying to figure out why exactly Japan has been overcome by this new game show of high demand. Actually, if it did turn into a game show and televised, I'm pretty sure there'd be an audience for it. But still, several new characters, this Tengen with a rather blocky appearance. And of course the Zenin squad, but how it all ties together and exactly how they plan to fight back, considering well, we saw Yuta quite easily overpower pretty much everyone in the vicinity. But that is Yuta, of course, so no. Now, in the previous episodes, we did see Yuta kind of single-handedly overpower everyone in the vicinity and then execute Yuji. So, is there going to be people of a kind of equal value as him? We're going to have to actually worry about characters again? Probably. But of course, Megami reaching out a plea. Please intervene, try and help, because, well, there are innocents being caught up in all of this. All I know for sure is that I really want to see the introduction of several other characters that I know are coming up. So, I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm going to watch them more, and hopefully you'll join along with me. So sit down and grab a drink, so we can see a little bit more of what's going on in this culling game in Jujutsu Kaisen. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned it maybe 1 or 2 episodes ago. But this is episode 3, so it'll be... yeah. Anyway, pretty sure I mentioned it. The use of colour in this so far, like in the Subway where you got Choso with his blood magic and whatnot, is something that I quite enjoy. When it does go that monochrome, it does allow for a lot more visual style and imagery. So I kind of hope that gets used a lot more. Like with the fight scene we saw, once again, it's always surrounding Choso where my memory goes. Where the fight in the bathroom with Yuji originally. That was highly backlit and everything. And now seeing the kind of interesting chromatic aberration and whatnot going on in Tengen's area leads to some neat proposals in my mind. I'm never gonna get used to the sudden butt shot in the opening. Never. Hajimemashite. You're not important enough into the story to have an introduction. Not the first time, so you don't need to be greeted as though it was interesting, but still. But why is this area like the fucking Matrix where it's all pure white, or an Apple store, I guess? Just come out straight and say, he's got a question, he's not going to wait around. That's what age does to someone? Maybe immortality isn't all it's cracked up to be. Huh. And as the exit is slowly leaving them. Yeah, once again, being reminded of the vessel. Why are they're all focused on Tengen, and usually he's the only one kind of keeping an eye out for the area around them. I mean, immortal and invulnerable are two different things, I guess, but are they expected to stay there forever, guarding? Or is this just a temporary measure, yeah? Oh, neat. Let me speak. Is this for our benefit, or are they seeing this in real time as well? Forced evolution. It's not an unheard of plot, but I did absorb him, didn't he? So yeah. Right. If he did have the curse energy, then everyone would have been upgraded. So is that what the point is here? Also, if he had the Gojo's eyes, would there have been enough curse energy to do it? Okay. In a bid to try and keep themselves alive. And what happens to the individual consciousnesses and whatnot? Well, if they were dumb enough to just pull themselves out, they're a being of pure energy. They've transcended the need for physical form. But upon, yes, the assimilation of everyone around, it throw the entire balance out of whack. I mean, sure, evil like intentions and whatnot can easily spread, but wouldn't the other way around be just as valid? Although maybe people's hearts aren't quite as idealistic as we would like to hope. I mean, is it up to Tengen to reject it? Is it something they can even do? Ah. Okay, yeah. So wouldn't even have an option in the an option to choose. I do like the environment here, the fact that it can shift and spread and can become anything that seems appropriate in the manner. Even if it's just concentric circles. However tenuous that connection is or whatever, but is it that just everything's a here and this, no, the stars have aligned? Uh-huh. But now, since he has been sealed away, however, this time the prison realm sealed him away. The star plasma they killed just before. Yeah, Toji was unique is a good explanation for Toji. Wait, so he disrupted the flow just because of that? Huh. That's an interesting way. Rather than timing things or anything, it was just... Fate may have escaped him then because of Toshi, but gave him another opportunity. Isn't it obvious? No. So he's what, weeding it out? He's... An intermediary way of kicking people up a grade or two. And we know what what kind of emphasis pacts are under the rules of Jujutsu Kaisen. Which causes an issue. Because in a thing like this, everyone's going to be fighting for their own life, even if they know that there's a way to stop the entire thing. I do like the whole... It is very much a game logic kind of bullshit. There are ways out. Which means... okay, gets them out of the culling game thing immediately, but I wouldn't mind Choso staying, especially if the brothers are nearby. Yeah. And she's just doing it for a purely selfish reason there. I want to talk. Oh. We've got a back door into the prison realm. I'm not going to question that more than I have to. It was hidden away. Always abroad, isn't it? But does he know of the existence of this? Oh, of course. Even though you have the back door, you can't unlock it. The inverted spear of heaven. Isn't that what Miguel, was that his name, had? Yeah. Really not helping his cause of being a force of nature upon himself, is it, Gojo? They just didn't get around to making another. I do like the kind of world building outside of the story section of the entire thing, being that Yuta was traveling with Miguel to create another rope and whatnot after everything that happened in the big fight beforehand. And now also showing off an angel in all of this. Having another piece on the board. Everything's really low on the screen. We've got a lot of negative space. That would be why. And that's a good way to travel, I guess, but it's all symbolic, isn't it? But also, 10 of these culling game thingies, they can't exactly go in and play with each one of them. Catchphrase, okay, nice. And so, no matter who they are, a sorcerer already, or just, as we were saying there, someone just going to market, a housewife, they're being drawn into this. Whether they be worth 1 or 5 points is the only difference. And so they're running out of time. And of course, in a thing like this, with personalities that we've seen, there are going to be those who try to get in just because. There's a lot of used cigarettes there. And the fact that the wording itself gives away part of it. And would there be some that wish to be rid of their techniques and whatnot? Oh, yeah. I mean, the question could be asked about Panda either way, but knowing what he is. Yeah, it does seem quite nice. So, with the idea of bring people in, kill people, get points, adding rules. Oh god, the fact that Yuji's mind immediately went there when Sukune took it over his body. They're going to have to eliminate quite a few in order to gain the chance for making a rule to overcome all of this. Excuse me, Kokone. So now you are just turning it into fucking, like, what, Sword Art Online kind of bullshit? Had a little user interface and everything. Create a loophole. I mean, we've already had the back door in the prison realm, so why not into... Must approve. So, forcing any additional bullshit would cause some feedback to him. I've just seen the text and whatnot warping and moving when it's over Tengen, but not over anyone else. I mean, yeah, we were told they're going to stay and guard. Okay, yeah. What better place for her than back with the clan? Oh, yeah. Suddenly gained a lot of a lot of leeway and sway. Atelier. I can't remember who that is or what it's about. I mean, if he was part of the Cullen game, he'd be able to introduce quite a few, I'm pretty sure. Especially as in a way of eliminating anyone that might be a hindrance to their plan. Or just, going in, those that have gone in just for the sake of causing trouble. I would say a good rule to put in immediately would be an ability to communicate or do something with anyone outside, if there is that cutoff. That face. But the thing is, with how many points you got, how many rules are they going to be able to put in? If they each go into a different... How could he... Go out, make friends! That's Yuji's strong point, isn't it? Once again, are they actually seeing this flow map and description and understanding of how the Cullen games work? Persuade players with 100... Oh yeah, you could also get people who have already got the points. But then again, if they manage to work up those 100 points themselves, they've probably got their own reason for it. Are you gonna... Damn it, Jotto. Don't. Don't ruin the moment. Don't bring attention to it. Sending your family off, a farewell is always going to be hard, I think. I think he did well. The audience seemed to love it. There's nothing wrong with being mid-30s. But no... Damn! There's no hope. My hopes and dreams have been shattered by this show. I mean, comedy is subjective. You didn't say you liked it, though. True. The industry is filled with people that have just been placed up on the pedestal for people to enjoy, even if they are crap. Not going to name any names for legal reasons, but I'm sure you can imagine 2 or 3. And yeah, confidence is a lot of it. Say anything with enough bravado and people will believe you. Does the same come with jokes? Mathematics. That's hilarious. And yeah, if you're getting someone that is on the brink of having a nervous breakdown and losing everything that their passion, their job, Cullen game. So... I just realised this entire episode was just exposition and a breakdown of how things work from here on out, so you're not... or hopefully not overly confused, but all this episode has done is add to the layers of questions that we may have. Like the reason behind it, or potentialities with the points and people joining in onto the culling games, trying to get people out. But now that we know that the entire, or what they believe the plan is for Kensuke to assimilate Tengen to improve humanity. I was originally happy that they were staying behind, so they weren't taking part in the culling games, so you don't need to worry about them. And now it's even more fear about it, actually, because, well, while the others are off, and we know he's after Tengen, there's no safe place in this world at the minute. Well, actually, there is, outside of Japan. But who's to say that this culling game thing will only be affecting Japan? But yeah, the last couple of minutes of this episode, having a backstory of her character and an introduction to why all of the woes in their life being, you're just not funny, mate. Yeah, that's one way to get people to immediately question it. You've got these impressively strong and potential Jujutsu sorcerers and whatnot, those that have lived for thousands of years, those that have just immense power and the will to do what they want, really, if you look at Gojo, but he's kind of an exception. And then you've got a washed-up comedian. You know what? I might be right rooting for this guy. I do believe, though, that considering how much exposition and plot-related information was given out in this episode, it's not going to be rated very highly in what people think of it. But while I do believe there's probably a better way of integrating it into the story than just dump all of the info on our laps right now, getting it out of the way might be good, because it leads to trying to think of what they would be coming up with as a plan. But also, I keep jumping around with what happened in the episode and what comes. Anyway, the fact that Kenjaku's plans got muddled and or helped thanks to the intervention of Doji. The fact that he just kind of rocked up and like, yeah, I'm an enigma. I'm an exception to the case of this universe, to fate itself. Let's start blasting. Everyone's got these curse techniques and powers, and I cast gun. Prepare to meet God. And then little splinter bits like showing off Angel. That's a possibility there to cancel out curse techniques, was it? And then you've got Yuji's best new friend on the horizon. Horizon. He's going to have a fun time trying to bring people on board. But for Yuta to acknowledge that he's strong, almost, or potentially more than he is himself, interesting. How does he go about that? And yeah, I can understand why the higher-ups would be slightly pissed, considering Gojo's attitude to the world and how he goes about things, and just happened to eliminate the Black Rope, which could have helped, and happened to eliminate the Spear of Heaven, which could have helped. God damn it, boy. Pain in the ass, isn't he? But to find out what the fuck is going on, we're going to have to watch more. So if at any point of this I've said something that is of value, or, more likely, missed the point entirely, let me know down below. A little engagement on the channel really helps boost the videos a little, give me a little self-confidence. But if you want to make sure not to miss out future episodes, consider subscribing to the channel. and or jumping onto my Discord as well for up-to-date news and episodes when they come out, memes and votes and all the other good stuff that you can expect. But for now, really do get yourself a break. We've got a lot of information to digest, and I'm sure I've missed a fair chunk of it. But hopefully, after a night's sleep, I can see you for the next one.